previous life. So let's just round up here. So we're told that Moses left the tabernacle, but Joshua stayed back, okay, to get some more. To He had that hunger for the presence of God. And then Moses then told the Lord, said, "You have told me, you're telling me to take these people to the promised land, and all of that and all of that. But please, okay, show me, if I have found grace in your sight, consider these people that they are your people." Okay. And the Lord told Moses, said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And Moses now told the Lord, said, "If your presence does not go with me, then do not take us to the land. If your presence does say, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence." Okay. If thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. Of course, no journey is worth going on without the Lord. No journey is worth going on without the Lord. No journey is worth embarking on without the Lord. No journey is worth continuing without the Lord. Do not start a journey without God. If you started with him and somewhere along the line you lost him, do not continue on that journey until you find him, until you find your way back to him. Never go on a journey without God. And I'm not just referring to a literal journey now, but the journey of life, the journey of your destiny, and even a literal journey where you take your bags and you're going to a certain location. Whichever journey it is, never embark on that journey and never continue without God. Okay. Never embark on a journey and never continue without God. Okay? Said, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. Moses understood that there is no journey worth embarking on without God. Okay. And Moses continued, said, how will people know that I and your people have found grace in your sight? Is it not when you go with us? Okay, that is the only way we'll be separated from other people upon the face of the earth. Otherwise, how different are we from others who you are not with? And of course, it is true. The only difference between them and other nations was that God was with them. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was with them. But if God was not with them, then they were no different from others. So Moses understood this and told the Lord, he said, this is what sets us apart. This is what makes us different. This is what makes us unique. That we have you. So if you are no longer with us, then it's not worth it. The Lord now told him, said, okay, because of this you've said, fine, I will do what you have said. Okay. Because you have found grace in my sight, and I know you by name. And then Moses now told the Lord, said, show me thy glory. And the Lord said that he will make his goodness to pass before Moses. Okay. And then he said something, he said, and I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. So choosing the recipient of grace and mercy is God's prerogative. Okay, determining the recipient of mercy and grace is God's prerogative. That is one thing about that's why they say grace is unmerited favor. Okay, it is God who decides who he wants to show mercy on, who he wants to be gracious unto. Man has no hand in that. God, it is God that decides. And that is why sometimes the person that God will, the person who will be the recipient of God's grace might be someone that you least expect. Someone who under normal circumstances is not even supposed to be. But that's why he's God. Okay, he said he will do his will, his pleasure, and his counsel will stand. He chooses, he decides who wants to show mercy on. He decides who will be the recipient of his grace. Just because. Okay, man has no hand in that. Okay, said I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious. I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. And then the Lord then told Moses, said, you cannot see my face because no man can see me and live. Now, what God was referring to here, remember Moses had spoken with him face to face, but his glory was masked in a pillar of cloud. So what God was referring to here was that no man can see him in his full glory and live. And that is true. Our mortal bodies are not designed to withstand such immense glory. Cannot. Will die instantly. If God should appear here in his full glory, imagine, can you, if the sun is brought and kept right here in front of you, you would melt. You cannot withstand it. Not what am I saying right in front of you? If it's just kept, if it's kept some feet above you, you would melt. You can't withstand it. How much more God? God's glory is brighter than the glory of the sun. It's more than the glory of the sun. Okay, so that was what God was saying when he told Moses that no man can see him and live. And it's true. Even the cherubim, who are the ones that are the beings that are right in the presence of